This is lesson 2 in Centroids. The first lesson we just kind of did a setup of all of our tables and told you what each column and row was for and what this shape was all about. Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty and determining the values that we put in our tables, and ultimately we're going to come up with a y and an x value to figure out where our centroid was. In the last lesson I told you that what I like to do is I like to start out with a kind of a visual and kind of guess where I think it's going to be. And in this case I think it's going to be somewhere around where my cursor is right now. The center of these pieces here joined together would be somewhere right in here. So we're going to do some calculations first. The yi, the ai, and then the yi times the ai will be filled in, and then we'll use a formula to calculate what y will be. Then we'll do the same thing for the x values. So we'll start here with y, and we'll say that this rectangle right here is for this first row. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to find the location of the centroid of this first shape. And so looking down here, we see y is h divided by 2, which means the height divided by 2. The height of this rectangle right here is going to be 60. So 60 divided by 2 is 30. So in the first column, we're going to put 30. We move over to ai. The area of the formula for the area of a triangle is the base times the height. The base is the 20, and the height is the 60 again. So 20 times 60 is going to be 1200. Then we've got to multiply 30 times 1200, and that comes out to 36,000. You will be using a lot of big numbers in this. So that's all the information we need for the first one. Now the second one's going to be a little trickier because it's moved away from the reference line. See, everything that we did here was right off of the reference line to the middle of the piece, and then okay, you'll see. So the second row is all about this shape right here and where the centroid for that shape would be. It'd be somewhere right where my cursor is. The center of just this shape would be right about here. So if we take this and we're trying to figure out the y value, the first thing we need to know is how far is this edge right here off of the y reference line. And in this case they've given us 25. So we are 25 units up above the y reference line when we start. So we say 25, and we take half of the height because we're still on the y, h divided by 2. So we take half of the height. 25 plus 5 is 30. So it turns out in this case this one is the same as the other one. It's on a plane of 30. And now we've got to take, in the next column over, we've got to find the area. So we take 30 times 10. 30 times 10 is 300. And now in this one we take 30 times 300, and that equals 900. Nope, sorry, 9,000. Okay, so now what we've got to do, this one right here says the sum of. So what we're doing is we're summing this column and this column. You don't need to sum this column because it's not part of our next formula. So we're going to take 1200 and add 300 to it. That's going to give us a total of 1500. Now we're going to take 36,000 and add 9,000 to it. It's going to give us 45,000. Okay, so we have some numbers there that we can deal with. I'm running out of time, so I had to hurry and put up some things. Your areas, since it's the same areas for the y value as it is for the x values, you just copy all of these down in here. For the x value of the first shape, it's half the base. Base divided by 2, so 20 divided by 2 is 10. Now we multiply 10 times 12, we get 12,000. For this one's a little tougher. What we do is we start at 20. There's 20 over because we're starting right here for this shape. And now we're going to take half of the base. And in this case, the base is the horizontal direction of 30. So 20 plus half of 30 is 20 plus 15. So the answer is 35. And then we multiply 35 times 300, and that gives us a total of 10,000.